Greetings, welcome to the Power of Purpose with me, Anton NM. It's another day of inspiration. I'm reminded of a story years back when I was a young preacher. I was teaching in a church, and I taught this sermon called The Purpose of Prison. Now, after teaching, for me, it was just a normal, innocent teaching. And after some years, a young lady came to me and said, "Do you know that very day when I was in church listening to you teaching about prison, I went to the airport. I was supposed to travel abroad, and I was arrested. Some things went wrong, and I ended up in prison that very Sunday you taught. After I left church, I went to the airport, and then I was arrested and went to prison. Stayed there a couple of months, and then I came out. And I'll never forget that teaching, because it's the same day I went to prison. I want to talk to you that tribulations are classes. It's school where you go and learn. So many things happens to us, a lot of things. In the journey of life, there will be ups and downs, dark moments, good moments, and the bad moments. That's why I love this particular verse that says all things, Romans 8:28, all things works together for good for those who love God and who are called according to His purpose. In the sense of life, in the journey of life, many things are going to happen to you. Many things that you feel like quitting, you feel like giving up. So many bad things, as well as the good that's going to happen to you. What happens in you, that's what matters the most, rather than what happens outside you. What happens outside you actually revealed what is inside you. So when hard time comes, pain reveals two types of people. Other people, because of suffering and pain, they can go ahead and cause more pain on themselves by committing suicide, by finding themselves drowning in alcohol and drugs in order to, suffocate the pain. But as a result, they bring more pain to themselves. Others, pain reveals a direction they need to take, a positive direction. For actually, they would say, pain reveals purpose. Pain to others comes as a punishment and for our choices, and it is the consequences of our choices. For others, pain comes as a direction, as a reminder for what you need to do right, the direction you need to take. Pain within purpose, it's an amazing thing it can do. When you have a purpose and pain happens, and suffering happens, setbacks and tribulations, whatever you might go through, a job loss, or you didn't get the money you needed, you didn't get the support, the loss of the beloved ones, whatever happens to you. I remember this, one of the interviews, I interviewed a lady that says she set up an NGO to help street kids and women. Immediately after the husband died, she went into depression, and through depression went through for counseling and trainings. And during that process, she discovered who she was and what she was supposed to do. And after that, she set up this an amazing NGO that she helps women and street kids. Now, if pain or setback of if the husband didn't die, maybe she couldn't have discovered that path. But because there was a pain, a grief, through that process of grieving, she discovered, actually I have a purpose. Okay? Maybe the person that is gone, they're going to leave a space for me to uncover myself for who I am. Sometimes it's a breakup of a relationship. You know, amazing, you've invested so much in this relationship and it didn't work. So now you're going through this moment. It's a rough moment for you, but it could be that moment that reveals that you might be missing something. You might be able to uncover something. So I'm still saying, tribulations are classes. It just depends on your perception. It just depends on your attitude, because the attitude on how you approach the matter and your perception on how you view what is happening to you is actually either going to alleviate the pain or is going to make things worse. So you decide as you go through this. And I want to give you 2 or 3 concepts that can help you when you're going through this tribulation and painful moment in your life. Number 1 is focus on the end. How do you want your story to end? Focus on the end. When you're going through the darkest moment, we have a tendency, and the pain has a tendency to block you from seeing beyond. Pain has a tendency to block you from seeing beyond, and you focus on what you are feeling right now, and you focus on what people are saying around you right now, that you lose focus of the destination that is set before you. I know of great people who have gone through terrible things, betrayed by their families, by their friends, but they still remain focused. When you know the end in your mind, you stay focused on the end, pain will find its way to swim through and become an energy you need, because you have the end in mind. Now, having the end in mind, is it the positive end or the negative end? Now, if you're a child of God like me, I'm a believer, and Jeremiah 29:11 says, I've got a better future for you, a great future. So my focus is, whatever I'm going through now is just a phase, it's just a passage. God promised me a great future, and that is my focus. My focus is, I need to learn what I need to learn now to go where I need to go. Focus on the end. As you're focusing on the end, the second thing you need to have is faith. Focus on faith. Put your mind, your spirit, by believing that this dark moment will pass. It just suffers. Have faith. Now, faith is neither black or white or green. It doesn't have color. Faith is a conviction that you believe inside you that everything will turn out for good. Now, faith does not operate alone. Faith operates within the parameters of hope. Therefore, faith is the evidence of things we hope for, even if we don't see it. Faith operates in the parameters of hope. You got to have hope. The dangerous thing is to be in the state of hopelessness. So you have to have faith, and you need to have hope that the end will be better. Tomorrow will be better. Just endure a little while in this moment. Tomorrow will be better. Focus. Have faith. It's very, very, very important that you focus on believing. Now, can you block all the negative messages? If you have WhatsApp groups, your friends who you feel like at this moment in your life you don't want to hear from them, block that. Begin to inhale positive messages If possible, write down some 10 affirmations you can do every morning. You know, I am great, I'm good, I'm smart, I'm rich, I'm gonna make it. Do something every morning just to affirm your faith and affirm yourself. Put something in you rather than what people are putting inside of you. Remind yourself it's gonna get better. So, faith is the most powerful thing that you can have during tribulations. Tribulations are classes. It's very, very important. The number 3 element that you need, it is perspective. Perspective. What do you see in your mind? So you need to have focus, you need to have faith, but above all, in all these, I want you to have perspective. What perspective is in it? As I'm closing with perspective, when the young lady I'm talking about who taught me that she was in prison, she never gave up a trip to travel to Europe simply because there was a setback. As I speak right now, she lives in Europe. But this moment of temporary imprisonment did not make her dreams go off or make her throw all her dreams away. As I speak, even if after she was arrested, she still believes she's gonna go to Europe and she lives in Europe. Now, you and me might be going through some things. Your friend, your neighbor, your sister, your cousin, your colleague. Let them focus on the end. Let them have faith and have a perspective in mind. Somebody said perception of everything. You need to change what you see. The greatest sight you can have is in your mind. Your perception. It's very, very vital. So make sure you don't derail. Now, if fear comes, which fear will come, and fear is gonna whisper to you how bad things are gonna get. Fear is gonna whisper to you how bad things gonna get. Now, don't listen to fear. Use fear as a drive energy. Fear is like what I said, it's part of pain. But use fear as fuel. Use fear as fuel to drive to where you're going. So you turn it, you take it, and you take it positively. I remember reading this story about fear. A young man says, fear, sit down here in my car, we're gonna drive to my destination, to my purpose. You don't say anything, I want you to be with me. You are a reminder that I am strong. You are a reminder that I'm gonna reach where I'm going, but you gotta be there because I want you to watch my end. So fear was seated until this young man reached where he was going and achieved all the great things, and fear was there staring at him. You could be that. So do not let fear speak into you, but let fear sit down and watch you drive. How about that? Tribulations are classes. What are you learning in these moments? What are you learning? Until then, God bless you.